Hey everyone, welcome to Come Create with Namara. I am Namara, if those of you who don't know, and I am bringing you a brain break today where we're just learning how to be creative, and I'm so excited to let you guys know that this is something that you can do right now. Let me just see. So first thing you're going to do is we're going to be actually doing some sketching today. So you're going to need a piece of paper and you're going to need a pen. That's it. Okay. So as you guys can see, I love being all types of creative. I've got plants that I grow. I've got words that I write. I love to just put art in display. You can even see in the mirror here that there's some art on the other side of my creative space. But really, it's important for us to have some type of creative flow just in order for us to keep the juices moving, whether you're thinking of writing a new song or coming up with a new dance move. So it's really about shifting your perspective. So one of the things that I like to do as just a fun creative thing to do is to find something random in my gaze or in my space, and I'm going to draw what I see. So sometimes the art of drawing what we see is a little daunting, or I'll see a lamp and I'm saying, oh, I really can't draw this right now. So the truth is you can, and this is the way that we're going to learn how to do it. Okay. So I'm taking my pen, and the thing that I see right now is this bottle here. This is my bottle of rose water, and I'm going to draw this. And this is a simple shape, and I'm going to show you guys how to draw simple shapes so that way we can see depth of field and also just how to draw something that we see. Okay, so the first thing that I notice about this is that there are two primary shapes that are happening. We've got square and we have circle. So on here, I'm going to start first and I'm going to draw two lines. Okay. So these are my two lines, and this is the space where my bottle is going to sit, right? And even, wow, I didn't even just eyeballed it, but it's around the same width too. So the next thing is that I see on here is that there's also some circle action, right? You see the curve of the bottle. So now I know that this is about the space where I'm going to draw this bottle here. So we're going to just do a semicircle here. Okay. And that's the semicircle. Now, right now, you see they don't look anything alike, right? But I do know that because of this shape, I have the rectangle and I have the circle. I can use these shapes to build upon it. So the next thing that I know is that this bottle has a flat surface. So I'm going to draw a little flat line here and kind of curve it at the end. Okay. Again, we're drawing what we see, not what we think we see. So I know for a fact that I see this bottle here. And now I'm just going to start and make these lines a little harder. So when I'm sketching, I always find myself using lines, like I do repeatedly stroke up and down, and that's how I make the harder edges. Okay. So for those of you who are tuning in, this is Come Create with Namara. I'm teaching you guys how to draw what you see. So right now I'm drawing my bottle of rose water mist. Okay. So you can draw anything in your room. It really doesn't matter what it is. Just learn how to draw what you see and see what kind of shapes you see within these objects. So this right here, I see a rectangle and I see a circle. The rectangle comes this way here, down the left of the bottle, and then the circle is here at the top. So I've got that, and I'm going to try and create more of a circle now in this top part. And this is how I start to make more of a curve. Now, as you can see, even as I'm doing this right now, as I'm sketching, you can see the actual shadow that's starting to build with the bottle. Yeah. I think it's so crazy that I actually managed to get around the similar size. I'm not even working about the contents right now. We're just getting the shape. So the next thing that I'm going to start working on is the first portion. So this here is again another rectangle and a little bit of a circle here in this top part, but I'm not even going to worry about that. So I'm just going to draw another line. You see, we've got more lines here. And then I am just going to bring another circle curved line here for that next draw. And this is how you start to draw the top part of this bottle. Again, I'm just teaching you guys how to draw what you see. You can grab anything. You can grab a camera. You can grab a toothbrush. The task here is that we're finding the actual shapes that we see in objects and we're drawing what we see, not what we think we see. So next thing here is I see after this white top, it goes in a little bit and it's got like this top hat kind of action here. So now I'm going to draw another one of these lines, these perpendicular lines. And those for you who are just tuning in, we've got perpendicular lines to start. This is what helped me get my shape of the actual rose water bottle. And then we have a circle. I've noticed that most of the shapes within this bottle are rectangles and circles. So this is how I bring in these shapes in order to draw what I see, not what I think I see. So now I'm going to color this in, I'm going to choose to create another line. And this is I'm making this a harder surface, and here's the reason why. This is the cap, so I see that this is the cap, but there's also this angled action here on the actual spray bottle. So I'm giving myself a little space, so that way when I start to create the depth and the actual shape in the three-dimensional aspects of the bottle, I still have that range there in that space, okay? So I'm also going to just extend. See, if you see, I extended this space of the bottle. I'm going to do it again on the other side too. Okay? So now you have 2 lines here, 2 lines here. So you can zoom in. Or I can zoom in for you. Okay. So the next thing here, got this bottle. I'm looking at it. It looks like this could probably come up a little higher. So again, I like to work with pen just so I can see the journey of how I'm creating. Okay. You can also do this with pencil. So now we've got our pretty basic shape of my rose water bottle. Okay. Now, one thing that I do notice is that as I'm starting to draw this, that I will need to focus on a few things. One is the label. The other is the fluid on the inside. So we see the rose water here. And then we can see that there's also a difference in color. So there's the white plastic, the clear. So how are we going to draw that? Well, I'm not worrying about that right now. I'm going to focus on this label. So the step is not trying to draw everything at once. You're going to look at one section at a time. So right now I'm going to focus on this rose water label. And so I see that the rose water label starts a little bit right when it starts to stop being so circular. And so right at the top of the lines intersect, which is why, again, we've got these 2 lines, these parallel lines here. I'm going to now draw a label. Now, as I'm drawing this label, I'm no longer keeping it on a straight line. I'm thinking, okay, so this is round. So I'm going to keep with that curve here around the bottle. Okay? And as you can see, that simple adjustment here has now started to bring more depth into the actual bottle. It's crazy, right? Crazy. So, again, this is all just the process of creating something new. So I do see the next thing is that this left here is, hey Jess. Yeah, we just like to create, you know? So we've got rose water mist. I'm not even going to worry about the words right now. I just see that there's a middle bar here in the middle. It's the light pink. So now I'm going to just draw, again, with these parallel lines. I'm going to draw another one. So remember, I even have parallel lines here, so I can keep that mirror time. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to start and just bring it down. Yep. And so I'm going to actually stop here in the middle section. And the reason why is that most of the time, most artists won't actually draw hard lines. And here's the reason why. When we're drawing hard lines, it makes things seem less real. So when you're actually drawing and you want to create like that idea of, just difference, and there's a line here. There's actually no black line in this label. There's just a separation of color. So the next thing that I have to do is just create something new instead. And so this is just giving me a guideline. So what I'm going to do now is actually, focus on the bottom label of the rosewater bottle. So let's see. It looks like it's a thumb's width. So this here is a thumb for the bottom here. So I'm going to try and eyeball it. I think that this is probably low enough, right? And again, I'm going to still keep having a little bit of a curve in my label so we can still keep that, okay? And now that I notice that, you see how kind of awkward it is at the bottom? No problem. We just add some more of the curve in the bottle, right? And again, I know we see this awkward line here. I promise it's going to be okay. Okay? So I'm just going to actually accentuate this bottle here at the bottom of the line, right? And then I'm going to bring this out so we have that there. Okay, you know what? Now that I see this line here, this is actually where the surface is standing on my table. So I'm now going to just draw this line. So now that we see it here on the table, I'm going to draw another line on the opposite side. And now suddenly, my bottle is standing on a flat surface. Who would have thought? Okay, cool. So we're here. We've got rose water mist here. So I'm going to just start writing. I'm just going to write rose water mist. I am not a typographer, so we're just going to act like this works. Rose water mist. But still, it's still in the same spacing. And there's by nature, so I'm going to put this by nature thing. And I actually love cursive, so I feel like I can do this pretty well. I'm going to let you guys see the by nature aspect. I feel like a YouTuber. You know how when those YouTubers, like, they take their product and they're like... So, this is the by nature. So I'm going to draw this now. That's there. And this Y kind of turns into a leaf, so that's cool. And then goes over here, okay. And then we're going to do nature. That's close enough. That's close enough. Okay, so the next thing is the liquid. So again, I'm going to start focus on the liquid, and you can see I'm shaking it up a little bit so I can get some more action. But there's all these little bubbles now, right? So I'm just going to start. And sometimes when we say we draw the things that we see and the things that we think we see, it also means what kind of shapes that we're going to be drawing now. So I just really just started making squiggles, right? These aren't circles. I'm not drawing bubbles. I'm not even thinking about drawing bubbles. I'm just thinking about, I see this type of bubble action, and it does kind of look like it's a surface. So I kind of see the top of it. But if you notice, our eye starts to make sense of the information. And we see, oh, this is liquid in the bottle. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it makes sense to me. Okay, so we've got all of these different bottles here. I also noticed that there is still like the little spout. If you guys see the spout here, maybe you can't because of the angle of my camera. But there is a little tube where when you spray the bottle, the liquid comes up. So I want to make sure that that's in there. So I'm drawing that in there as well. And again, guys, it really is, you could be drawing a bottle. You could also just be drawing something in your house. It could be your bowl or a pen or a hard drive. It doesn't matter. Just start getting the practice of seeing shapes and drawing the shapes first. And then you can find the information a little bit along the way. So now we're coming in, and I'm noticing that on this label here, that there's some flowers, okay? So again, we're talking about drawing shapes. So on this flower, I see circles and I see triangles. So I'm going to try and focus on drawing only circles and triangles first, okay? So I'm just going to turn this towards me by the rose water. I see that there's a circle here. See that there. I see a triangle. And then I see this other circle. Another circle. Have more circles. And you notice I'm still keeping to this parallel line here now, right? Okay. I've got these circles and triangles. Just drawing circles and triangles, really, y'all. That's all that's happening. Just circles and triangles. And if you notice, as I'm doing this, because I'm already providing curvature, you can even see now that the bottle is round. Like it's actually round. It's coming off the page. That's my favorite thing. I like drawing. Okay. So we're going to make it all the way down to this thing here, to the end of the label. And what do we do now? We just go to the other side. So now it's time to go to the other side. So on this side, I have some circles happening. I've got some triangles. There's a little bit of a rectangle here in this shape. Then there's another rectangle. Oh, and there's that looks like actually more of like two lines there. And then we're going to make another circle here. And again, remember, I still have these parallel lines, you guys. I'm just drawing circles, drawing triangles. And as you can see, it's starting to fill up on both sides. Okay. All right. Now, I've got my label colored in. And there's some writing here. Honestly, I'm just going to put some writing. It's not really writing, but I don't want to write it. So this is enough. It looks like information. We get it. All right. So the next thing is this white bottle here. So we know that this is clear, right? So this is clear, and so is this over here. So, oh, I forgot to bring this down. Whoopsie. And then it comes a little to the side, I'm seeing. So I'm just gonna, there it goes. There's a little bottle over there, the little stem of the bottle spray. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start focusing on this white space here and actually bringing in the color. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm actually just going to start making hatch marks. So the hatch marks make it look as though that this is a little bit more solid. You just have to provide texture and enough texture so that people are like, oh, okay, this is something different than this here. And then this, right? So because I know that this is clear, it means that I'm going to see something that's reflective. So to create reflection on a bottle, It's really just drawing a square, at least when you're drawing, right? You have like this square action. And then I'm creating a little bit of just like a little, like a splash. It kind of looks like a tick from here, but if you come closer, you can kind of see that it's... Also, who thinks of a tick? Like, I just started saying it's a tick. Like, you guys. Anyway, now we're here. And let's see what else we need. Oh, right. We need the actual spray section, right? So as you remember, I made this a little taller, which works out because now we've got this perfect little angle where I can create the lip. Remember how I said I was going to leave the extra space here, right? And again, with those hatch marks, I'm coming in and I'm creating a little bit more depth. You know, I feel like Bob Ross right now, you know, but I'm just drawing. So there's that. I'm making just a little bit more space here. I've got that there for you. All right. Do I see anything else? What do you guys think? Do we have our bottle? All right, so that was all. That was Come Create With Me. We've got a few minutes here, but make sure that you guys are just following all of the post notifications with Rock to the Future. We have so many different ways for you to just take a brain break during the middle of the day. My name's Namara. If you want to listen to more things that I do, you can always follow me on Instagram. I'm a painter. I am a songwriter. I'm a dancer. We just like to create things. So this is something that I always find gives me peace. Like coming back and coming to my sketchbook is something that I always want to learn, and how to just be mindful and just be more creative with my own time. So again, it's not about drawing what you think you see. It's drawing about what's actually there. And so finding the shapes that are in your objects or even people, you just have to find, a shape. So this is what we created. We started with nothing and turned it into a bottle. And that was in the span of 24 minutes and a few seconds. And so you can learn. It's probably going to take you a little bit longer. Don't get frustrated. It's all about just the journey of finding how to find these shapes. But I hope that this was wonderful for you. If you guys want to stay connected with me, just follow me again on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me. It's Namarah, Namara. And I did tag myself here with Rock to the Future. Also, we've got the Digital Music for All Ball this weekend happening. So make sure you tune in on for that. You're in for such a treat. We have some of our students sharing music, original music, and we're doing some covers as well. I'm so excited to just be a part of this amazing team and this amazing family. So you guys, you are in for such a treat. Make sure you make yourself available. If you haven't found the information for Music for All Ball, you should. All right. Thank you guys. I am signing off for your creative time. See ya.